The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Hek'ma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Friday, right here. Players Lounge, brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. He is Hek'ma Harrison. I'm Newy Scruggs. Barry Church, he's off, hanging out, doing his thing. But we've got you covered as we get you
Let's do it.
In that mood for Sunday afternoon football from Sunday night last week, Sunday afternoon at Jerry World. Cowboys searching for their first home victory this season and first victory in 2024. The Cowboys are 0-3 at home in the year 2024 and 0-2 in the season of 2024. Hek'ma, here come the Lions, who the Cowboys have beat 6 straight times, and last year beat at Jerry World December 30th when Jimmy Johnson went into the Ring of Honor. Great day. Great day. Much deserved. And the Lions are 3-1 coming off a bye. So there are a lot of momentum things seemingly swimming towards the Lions right now. If you're the Cowboys, how do you take last week's seemingly swimming things going against you left and right, not having Micah Parsons, not having Tank Lawrence, not having Brandon Cooks, not having Deron Bland, having Marshawn Nealon go out in the first quarter, having left tackle Tyler Guyton go out during the game, having Zach Martin have to leave the game to get an IV? How do they bottle up last week's performance and bring it to this week's performance?
You are who you are, all right? This is what this game is going to have to be. What is your identity is a question that's going to be asked around the NFL about this game, especially about the Dallas Cowboys. And as you allude to that winning streak that they had at home, now it's going to a losing streak. The Cowboys had always been tough at home, especially over the last couple of years. And now, somehow, playoffs not included, Newy. Playoffs not included. Now,
tell the fan base.
Yeah, exactly. And now it comes down to the 2 previous performances that you had at home, and those were not ideal. What it did was it exposed a lot of your warts, a lot of the things that you had going on that are really awful in your game plan. What has to be improved, if you're going to bottle up anything from Pittsburgh and bring it to Arlington AT&T Stadium, it has to be stopping the run. Literally, it has to be that. That is the part of you that I think that anybody that looked at those 2 games at home versus the Saints and also the Baltimore Ravens, your inability to stop the run really impacted that whole game, and it really kept you out of the game or giving you any momentum to win it. So to me, the cast of characters that you're talking about that has to be there, except for Micah Parsons and Tank, those guys have to play assignment, alignment, all the things that you're going to hear from many talk shows, but just do your job. And that's exactly what they did when they went to Pittsburgh and they stopped that run. It's the same thing that they did when they played against New York and stopped that run. But look, man, let's quit all the 4-out thoughs. When it comes down to it, Newy, they needed a tune-up match. Okay, give me a Jerry Quarry. Give me but what's that? Bonita. Also, before you
Francois Botha.
Yeah, you give me that fight before you march me into Madison Square Garden to fight Joe Frazier. Okay, and we needed that. We know that those running games that we face, man, they packed a punch. And in comes the Lions. That this running game does pack a punch, man. And you're gonna have to load up and sell out to stop the run against Detroit.
Detroit, 6th in the league when it comes to running the football. 151 a game is what they roll out,
right,
man. The other issue with them, if they meet their number of 151, that's also going to mean time of possession. The Cowboys are going to be in a world of hurt. And that's where, to me, when I go back and I look at these football games, and I got to go check out what my notes say about what their time of possession went to, because they won it last week.
30, 31, something or another. I mean, they're averaging that per game.
They won it last week in Pittsburgh. And that, to me, was...
You're talking about the Cowboys.
The Cowboys. They won the time of possession game last week against Pittsburgh. So if they can do that one more time, and that means they're going to need to run the ball themselves, but figure out a way to keep Detroit from mashing down on you, then you got a shot. Okay, here's the average time of possession right now for the Cowboys opponents. 31 minutes and 52 seconds.
Right.
So your defense is on the field basically 32 minutes a game. That can't happen.
Yeah.
It just can't. Not if you're trying to win. And then I go back and I look at last week, just checking my numbers here. Cowboys at Pittsburgh. The Cowboys held the ball for 32 minutes and 29 seconds.
Yeah.
It's, you talk about 27-30. I mean, at the end of the day, man, when you were giving up basically 32 minutes and you're out there for 27 minutes, that's matter. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that matters. That's 1-2 drives that we're talking about here, that your defense is not on the football field. So that's why I'm all about the Cowboys trying to run the ball, shorten what shorten what the Lions are able to do running the ball. Last week, Pittsburgh, you look at running the ball, they were challenged. They only had 92 yards. And they averaged 3.5 a carry, but they had 26 totes for 92 yards. That's going to be hard to do because Najee Harris in that Pittsburgh run game is not on par to what the Lions are doing here. So,
yeah.
So it may just be maybe you only allow them 100, 203, but that's you're on point of what you got. You got to stop the run. The blueprint's out here.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Been out there.
Blueprint's out here. You know what to do. Pittsburgh couldn't do it.
Yeah. They tried to.
And it doesn't help that your quarterback was limited. This week, the quarterback will not be limited.
No.
The quarterback will have better weapons around it, better run game, better tight end, the whole thing is better. Offensively, the Lions, heck, I just would not be surprised if the Lions were playing on Super Sunday when I think about just what they have right now. To represent the NFC, which is pretty wide open. I mean, when you think about who's technically the best team right now, 5-0 Minnesota in the NFC. Do I believe they'll go to the Super Bowl? No. Not right now. I'm not sold. But can the Lions, with what they have, being able to run the football, having some explosive weapons and some defense, yeah, that can get you there. So, to me, this is a matchup. Even if the Cowboys don't win this game, the Cowboys are going to have faced in their last 2 games, in my opinion, 2 teams that would not shock me if they were in the Super Bowl. Baltimore, Detroit. That's not far-fetched. They probably won't get there, but if they got there, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, this is a team also in Detroit, as you probably evaluated the film on them. This is a team that can embarrass you at home, not just beat you, okay? Their numbers, as you go down the list of those stats, they own time of possession against teams that they play against, and they, by the way, have 2 running backs that are probably in that top 10 range in numbers in the NFL. What they do as far as touchdowns, what they do as far as rushes, what they do on first down is very impactful for them as a team. But as look, when you talk to anyone around this building, any of the experts, or talk to Nate Newton, he'll tell you, man, that offensive line for the Detroit Lions is one that's probably the strength of their team. And undoubtedly, the weakness on our team is our what? D-line. And so those things, when they collide, I think it's automatic for people to say, look, these things not just nullify themselves, but that's where the strength of, you say Detroit can put you into situations where for 4 quarters, they can easily have 250, 300 yards rushing in a game versus the Dallas Cowboys defense that hasn't seemed like they could stop anybody in those games versus Baltimore and, versus the Saints. That's why I say clearly you have to sell out. Overshown, you have to sell out. Chauncey Golston, you have to sell out. This isn't this game where you could play hero ball, dump around holes or do any of that. You have to be so disciplined in everything that you do. In these last 2 games, Newy, that's where I've gotten hope from seeing Zim's defense rise to the occasion. People have said in New York, what happened in New York, they did move the ball, quite honestly, well on you, but Daniel Jones just couldn't finish the deal, but they stopped him. In the last game versus the Steelers, you got to stop. You made that rushing attack for the Steelers look average. Now here's a team that's going to come in that's going to test you completely, and you can't say, we're just going to blank them. We're going to shut them out 100%. You have to say, look, they can't be this effective. The number, everyone's been saying 125 yards. If you can limit them to 125 yards, but Goff is going to have to find another aspect to that offense in order to keep them balanced. He's got to throw the ball around, and I think that's where the Cowboy defense want to see him throwing it.
There are 2 areas that concern me about this Cowboys team in terms of trying to win this game. Number 1, the turnover margin. For the year, they're -1.
Right.
Tied for 19th in the league.
Not good.
They won last week despite losing the turnover battle 3-1.
That don't happen often in the NFL.
Especially on the road.
Yeah.
On the road. You can't keep playing with fire like that.
Right.
You just can't. So the Cowboys have got to protect the football. Have to. We saw in that Green Bay game, the playoffs, right again, Dak throwing a pick six. Like, you can't do these kinds of things if you want to be the good team. I think you are on the same page. Detroit's a good football team.
Yeah.
This is a good football team. Made the playoffs last year. Made the NFC Championship game. This is a good football team. You cannot lose the turnover margin at home. Can't do that. Second thing, dude, the penalties.
Yeah.
This is bad each week. It's not getting any better. Okay? Just notes from last week. Penalties. 11 for 87.
Yeah.
This year in the league, penalty yards, 330 on 43 flags. Tied for third in the league, Hek'ma.
Yeah.
Detroit's 14th, tied for 14th in penalties. So you can't have that kind of margin out here. You can't turn the ball over and then shoot yourself in the foot. You can't have holding, then we throw a pick or we fumble the football. You can't do that if you're trying to win a football game. So these are things, and I know people point to the coaches and they give Mike McCarthy a lot of credit. When I talk to some guys with Super Bowl rings, they tell me, Newy, this is on the players.
Yeah.
The players have to be the ones to understand they can't lose the football.
Because the coaches say what? We don't coach what?
That was Bill Parcells' thing, which I just felt like that was.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, but every coach is going to kind of lean to we don't coach penalties, and it's where it happens. I think that penalizes the Cowboys the most. When they have that holding penalty, Guyton has this holding penalty down in the red zone. It backs them up. How many times over the years have the Cowboys been in scoring position, and all of a sudden penalties started to take place? And this just hadn't happened under McCarthy. It happened under previous administrations as well, where the Cowboys are penalized. Look, I'm not going to the stigma, the referees, none of that. It's something that they have to stop. If they want to play championship-level football, if they want to be that team playing in the playoffs, they have to stop it. They have to, because right now it's killing them. It's just like the turnovers.
Right. The penalty. So you can't be out here having 1st and 15 or 2nd and 20. You can't do that. And then, oh, by the way, let's go give the ball away on a fumble or an interception. You can't beat good teams like that. So you can get away with it against the Giants.
Right.
You can do that against the Giants. Last week you got away with this kind of stuff in Pittsburgh. Not this week. This week you have got to lock in and focus because you're not good enough against this team.
What does a win versus Detroit do for Mike McCarthy?
See, I'm the outlier on that.
Okay.
To me, last week solidified once again. This is one of the better coaches if not elite, in the NFL. Top 5 for sure.
You are an outlier. I mean, I'm just telling you right now, with that opening statement, you are an outlier, Newy Scruggs, and you know it when you say that. Okay.
So, all right. Give me your just top 5 coaches, not in order, just your top 5.
In the
league right now.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Shanahan. I'm going to go Andy Reid. I'm going to go McVay. I'm going to go I'm missing somebody, but I'm just out the top. Tomlin? I'm going to go Big Mike.
Harbaugh?
Harbaugh, yeah, I got to throw Harbaugh in there. That's 6.
That's 6?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't put Sean Payton in
I didn't say Sean Payton, no.
Right. So
intentionally.
When I go in there and I look at this list of it, Mike is in there. This guy's 15th in the league all time when it comes to wins.
But you got to say Sean Payton, my bad.
But I'm just saying, when you talk about just what he's been able to do, and I know this is on DallasCowboys.com, but I'm just going to tell the truth. This is not an easy place to coach because you don't just get to coach.
Thank you.
The owner's having a press conference while you're having a press conference after the game. Yeah. And more people show up to hear the owner than you.
Interesting concept.
It's Tuesday at 8:30. You don't know what the owner's going to say.
About who's healthy, who's not, who's playing, who's not, a lot of that.
Giving up the store.
Right.
Telling everybody what's up.
No.
So this is not a regular coaching job. This ain't Robert Saleh who just had to deal with a crazy quarterback.
Yeah.
You got to deal with what the owner's going to say on his show. Then the son's got his show. Son out here giving away stuff. This is not an easy job. Then I got my star player with a podcast. I don't know what he's going to say. Then I got my safety one day saying something about the owner. Then we lose a playoff game, got the wide receiver mama on social media saying something about the quarterback.
Crazy.
Then I got to go through the offseason. Quarterback not signed. My top receiver not signed. I've got to play it straight so I don't mess up and get the owner mad at me because I'm up.
Yeah.
I don't want the players to get mad at me because I'm up and I don't want to lose them. This is not an easy job. Mike Lombardi always does a really good job in talking about with the Cowboys, you have to deal with Jerry. Jerry is a part of the show.
Yeah.
He's if you think about who's interviewed and who we talk to the most during the week, it's Dak, Jerry, Micah, McCarthy's down the line.
Yeah.
This is not.
No.
In Denver, Sean Payton. Do you know who owns the Denver Broncos?
I do not.
To Walmart folk.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't know. You okay? You have intimate knowledge of the Steelers because me and Joe Green is your uncle, the Hall of Famer.
The Rooneys.
When's the last time we heard the Rooneys on a radio show?
Haven't.
TV interview?
Hadn't seen them. Hadn't seen them.
Right.
Dan Jr.
You might have seen him at an owners meeting giving a statement. But so when you heard Mike McCarthy are dealing with that, it was one time, and I can't remember which one it was. I don't know if it was a draft press conference. Chris Beam, remind me. It was when McCarthy was up. It was Jerry, Steven, McCarthy was up there. Nobody asked McCarthy something. And then finally he just kind of joked around like, I don't even know why I'm here.
It's the truth.
Which is like, you guys could do this without me.
Exactly.
Because we really didn't want to ask him any draft questions. We know Jerry going to do what he want to do. So when I think about what he's done, like last week against Pittsburgh, being down with so much, winning that football game, I give that more points than the average fan does. Todd Archer of ESPN and Todd and I've had good conversations. Todd's like, you know what? Hey, McCarthy didn't do anything more than what Jason Garrett did. He was brought in to take this team past to the next level, and he hasn't done it yet. That's a black and white way of looking at it, but I also look at the context of it. What you have to do to be the head coach here.
Right.
This is the equivalent of managing the New York Yankees when George Steinbrenner was around. And it's not easy. Steinbrenner went through folks. Steinbrenner said stuff. Joe Torre knew how to handle it, and he was excellent at it.
But you know what Torre always had? He always had a stacked roster too. But when I watch the job that Mike McCarthy is doing, and you know, I'm a vegan, so I'm one of those guys that I know the difference between a bean burger and a real burger. Okay. Right now, Mike McCarthy is cooking with impossible meat, and he's still getting the job done. Okay, just be real.
Do you know the difference?
I mean, it's this. You talk about the talent, you talk about the talent level, and there's so many people when they have opinions about the Dallas Cowboys, they don't respect the talent level of this roster, rightfully so, especially when you look around the NFL. But I think this win versus Detroit would definitely put people on notice, but also show you what Mike McCarthy is getting it done with.
He's also the play caller. Last week, they had to change the game plan. They were getting the ball out quick. We hadn't seen the Cowboys play that kind of football game.
Right.
And you needed Jalen Tolbert out there with bad huevos. They were broken, according to
I don't know.
They were broke, according to Tyler Smith. You know, you needed that out there. You needed to, okay, they're going to double CeeDee Lamb. How do you come up with a new game plan? Mike McCarthy did it. Mike McCarthy, in my opinion, has also not gotten enough credit for what happened last year when Mike McCarthy was like, yo, Kellen Moore needs to go, Jerry. I need this. Give it to me. Dak, the last year here with Kellen Moore, Dak led the league in picks. Who had Dak leading the league in touchdowns?
No one.
Nobody talks about that. Career year for Dak. CeeDee Lamb, career year. And I know losing to the Green Bay Packers took away so much of that luster and shine. But your job, if you're a real fan, don't just look at the sizzle. Go dive into the steak and see what it is you're getting. Yeah. If Mike McCarthy's not here next year, you need to get a leader of men who's able to lead the locker room. You don't see any dissension here.
Yeah.
You don't. You need a leader of men in the locker room, and you need a play call.
And you're going to have a guy that can get along with the front office too, right?
Who, oh, by the way, what the owner say? Okay. Right. Let me go to the press conference and digest what he said, because there's the press conference, then there's the walk-off.
You get the mean answers in the walk-off, right?
You get to So what did you really mean this, that? And you get a little deeper.
Okay, so to the uninitiated, what does that mean when they walk off? What is? Come on, Newy, give the people an education.
There is the press conference that we see on DallasCowboys.com. Put it on your phone, check it out. And then when he's done, the media walks with Mike. They walk off with him. Recorders aren't going. There's no cameras allowed. All right, so heck,
real deal.
You said that.
Right.
Did you really mean this?
Uh-huh.
You protected player there, but did they run the right play?
Mm-hmm.
What was that play designed to do? That's the walk-off. And so that's where you get it. For instance, on Media Mash, Clarence Hill came out and said, on the play Rico Dowdle fumbled, he ran the wrong way.
And he got that answer where? How?
I don't know it was in the walk-off, but that's the kind of question you ask in the walk-off.
Okay.
Was that play run in the right way? So your head coach doesn't want to stand up here in front of a podium and tell the whole world, yeah, dude ran the wrong play. A lot of coaches don't want to do that. But in a walk-off situation where you're trying to understand the truth of what's happened, they'll give that to you.
Yeah.
Because the players can give it to you, and assistant coach, like, that ain't no state secret. Play was designed to go to the right. You cut back left, jumped up there, boom, ball went out. Yeah. So that's what you can get in the walk-off.
The OC basically said in his press conference, he didn't say he hit the wrong route. He goes, he needs to slow down a little bit.
And
that's what he said.
So that's
great. How you protect the player.
Right, so that's great.
When he gets the ball, he needs to slow down a little bit. He's going too fast.
And so
that's
Chris
what he said.
So Chris, so when Shotty says that, and if you get Shotty in the walk-off, so he ran the wrong way, and then he'll probably just look at you like,
yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah. And that's what the walk-off is. So it's a way that you, the media member, can get information, and the coach can give you something without trying. You're not trying. This is not where, hey man, let's set everybody on fire. You're trying to have a better understanding about what's going on here, and be informed about it. So that's what the walk-off is for. Like, hey man, I don't want to put this out here because I don't want to make anybody. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast or give away state secrets. I'm just going to give you a little bit of understanding about, hey, here's something I'm worried about, this, there. I have that. Right. And Mike has been gracious enough to do that, to let you a little bit inside about what's going on. And your job in the media is not to abuse it.
And you don't.
That's the key is, hey, if he's going to give you, and I'll say this, that's another thing I would miss about Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy being able to help educate you at times, and so you have an understanding about what's going on here. So you can do your job a little bit better. When you get a coach who'll give you that kind of stuff, it's pretty fun. Now, Parcells wasn't a big walk-off guy.
You know what he would do? Remember what he would do, Newy? He'd go, okay, shut them all off real quick. He'd tell them everybody to shut everything off, make sure everything's not recording, and then he would tell you what the play is. Then he'd turn it back on again. That's exactly what he would do. Say, all right, shut them off. He'd tell it, and then he'd turn them back on again.
Right. And that way, like I said, the coach who wants to, I want to let you guys know, but I don't want to blast anyone. I don't want to put anyone out there, but there's things that you want to know. I mean, and honestly, this is what happens in political press conferences too. Right. There's the stuff they give you, and then when you get it, hey man.
Here's the real.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's the real.
Here's the real. And that's what it is about when this is public relations. So much of this job is public relations. And when Mike is up there, I remember Terry Francona talking about, what the hardest part of the job was knowing I was lying to you guys. Basically, I was every day.
Garrett was great at the walk-off, actually.
That's what I was just going to ask that question.
No, he was great. He was not like robotic. I mean, he was definitely really great at the walk-off. He would tell you stories and all that kind of stuff. It was great.
The one thing what I learned from Jason was pay attention to what he didn't say. If he said something effusive in the walk-off, he'd give you stuff. It's like, okay, so when he's not giving you something pretty effusive about a player, I go, but Jay, you're very correct. And Jason was very good at the walk-off. I remember one time I asked him about Dak Prescott as a person. He just went on and on about how great, how much he loved Dak. He is a Dak proponent, and it's kind of interesting because McCarthy's the same way about Dak. They praise him for the man that he is and the leader that he is in the locker room, which is kind of interesting when you read social media. These people say all these crazy things about him, and I thought it was also kind of crazy that he had to basically go up all the way up to the first game to get his money.
Yeah.
people will tell you this is the kind of guy that I want here. As a coach, I want that guy here. Because, Hek'ma, it's the toughest position in sports. Like, hey, I need a dude I can trust. They trust that this guy will do what they need him to do and that they can put the plan in here. And he's not going to do, ask Robert Saleh.
Hey, are we going to figure out why Ezekiel Elliott is dumbfounded about his role and how the wires got crossed on that?
Let's take a break, and I'll tell you exactly what I know about that next right here on the Players Line. Brought to you by Aristocrat Gaming. It's DallasCowboys.com.
Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Kyle Yeomans here, sharing that same team that brought you Buffalo, bringing NFL casino games that show America's team on and off the reels. Aristocrat is changing the game with a new experience. Football fans, this means you can pick your team and play your team. Check out the Cowboys-themed casino games developed by Aristocrat, a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. Gambling problem? Please contact the U.S. National Problem Gambling Helpline at 1-800-GAMBLER. That's 1-800-GAMBLER for 21 and over.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle?
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the Playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
Are you the 2024 Dallas Cowboys Fan of the Year? The Dallas Cowboys and Captain Morgan are celebrating extraordinary, inspiring, and original fans. Nominate yourself or the biggest Cowboys fan you know for a chance to be named the 2024 Fan of the Year and win prizes, including a trip to Super Bowl 59. Visit DallasCowboys.com/Fan of the Year. Go Cowboys! Back to the Players Lounge.
This segment is brought to you by Yeti, the official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, we've got our Yeti Cool customer. We will do that in this segment, but Hek'ma, let's deliver. We teased it, so let's deliver. You wanted to know about Ezekiel Elliott.
Yes, I thought it was Clarence Hill broke it, just basically talking about the interview at the locker with Ezekiel Elliott, saying that he did have a conversation with the coaches and that he was dumbfounded by his role. And then Jerry came out in the news and said that they're saving Zeke. So I just wanted to.
Yeah, Coach Jones came out and said that, but the coach of the team clearly showed you what he wanted to do. And yes, it is hard for Zeke to not understand because that's what they said they brought him back for. That's what they've talked about, all that. But I go back into this, and it's funny you said, heck, we had this conversation in the office yesterday I had with somebody. Rico Dowdle was having the best game of any Cowboy running back this season. You get down here in the red zone, he earned the right for the carry.
He did.
Earned that right.
He did.
Now, you bring in Zeke Elliott. Off the top of my head, how many totes did he have at that point in time? 6. Okay, 6. And I can't tell you when the last tote he had was. I can check the game by game here. But if he goes in there and he fumbles, it's almost like last year with Hunter Lemke. Hey, what are we doing this for?
Right.
Why are we going here? So when I just look in terms of just what someone's earned, you're here in the fourth quarter. It's a 15-play drive. He's been a part of the drive here. We're going to take him out? To put in Ezekiel Elliott, I can understand what Mike is doing there. I mean, it's one of those where I can understand the thought process right there isn't crazy. I'm a dance with who brung me.
Yeah.
You've been giving me a pretty, right now, 20 carries, 87 yards, 4.4 yard average. That's what he did. Yes, we know Ezekiel Elliott's reputation down there in the red zone and what he's been doing. He picked up a couple tough runs earlier in the game, but I didn't think that was crazy. Now, the crazy part, or the part that which you could be upset about, and Clarence have talked about, is how Rico Dowdle ran the wrong way.
Yeah.
Would Ezekiel Elliott run the wrong way? Probably not.
Yeah.
So him being upset, him not liking what he's liking. Okay, Zeke's not happy with his role. Dalvin Cook ain't happy with his role. He can't even get on the active roster. Who's happy?
But just like everybody else, it's not a bigger issue because Dak was able to get on that ball. But had that ball been lost, this would be a bigger issue, especially with him saying he's dumbfounded by his role. And, oh, by the way, we're down in the red zone, which you would have met if you was in AT&T Stadium, everybody with Zeke, you'd already know what the calls would be to get him into the end zone on that.
Right. But at the same time, once again, at this juncture in the game,
it makes sense. Dance with who brought you. Rico was on fire at that point. He was giving you everything that you need. Big runs, moving the chains, keeping the possession going. Rico Dowdle earned it. You're not wrong on that.
So I'll say this, okay? And maybe this is where some of the dumbfoundedness comes in on. On this drive, on a 3rd one at the Pittsburgh 48, Ezekiel Elliott went up the right end for 1 yard, first down. So he did play a part on that, a 3rd one. Yeah. Then they went back to Rico Dowdle for the rest of that drive. And so it was Dowdle right tackle, Prescott incomplete pass to Elliott. So Elliott got back in the game. Then a pass to Ferguson, Prescott to Lipke, El Boogie.
Yes, sir.
Then it was 1st and 4, first and goal from the 4, and that's when the fumble happened.
Yeah, look, man, for me, Newy, I don't want to get comfortable yet.
Second and 1, I'm sorry. Second and 1 from the 1. Second and 1 from that's when the fumble happened.
Don't want to get comfortable yet with this running game. We know that Rico, we saw that one game with Rico, and he absolutely came through in the Pittsburgh game. But I still believe in this by committee approach with these two backs. I really do. I still believe in it. And if Rico can exact his dominance in that running game and prove that he is RB1, I am all for turning this whole thing over to him and getting him as much help as we possibly can, because he has proven that he is that guy. In that moment right then, it was still all hands on deck. And you've seen coaches, other successful coaches, winning coaches do the same thing. Hey, we're down here. Come on out. We're going to put our guy in that we know that can get it done down here at the 1. I mean, come on. It's not uncustomary to see that.
And time will tell exactly what happens this week. If you're inside the 5-yard line again, what do you do? Do you go to Ezekiel Elliott? What happens? What do you do? But he's not happy with his role. But along the way, what is that telling you about Mike McCarthy thinks about him as a player?
Oh, that's okay. Okay, then that's probably a part of the frustration from Zeke. Then, and if you're Zeke, you've got to be a little frustrated with your.
Don't listen to what Mike says. Look at what he did.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't tell me. Right, exactly. That's got to be frustrating. That's got to be frustrating for Zeke. It has to be.
Of course.
I mean, nothing he can do about it. He can't put himself in the game. But I'm saying that has got to be frustrating for a guy that has played at a high level. That look, it's declining.
And McCarthy doesn't think he's that same dude he used to be, despite giving the ball on a 3rd and 1 that he picked up on that drive.
Right.
So this is it's interesting when it happens again. Hopefully we see it on Sunday, so we can therefore see exactly what does Mike McCarthy do. I get you want the player to be mad because you want him to say, "Man, give me the ball."
Okay,
you want him to do that.
So, all right,
if Ezekiel.
I got another one.
You don't want Ezekiel to say, "Hey, man, we cut the check."
So I got another one for you. I got another question for you. What is the identity of the Dallas Cowboys to you after 5 games? If they don't have one, just maybe they don't have one. What is their identity after 5 games?
They got to win games with their offense. Their offense they have to be able to play some complementary football to beat a good team.
They're going
to throw the ball. McCarthy is a guy. They are a throw first team. Okay, they're a throw first team.
Okay,
so they're a passing team that needs to get a complementary running game, so they can help the offense, which would help the defense by running the clock here. Okay. They're a team, and we talked about it before, they're a front-running team. They got to score. This is not a come-from-behind team. You get ahead on them early. I mean, look at the 3 home games that they've lost this year. Everybody got ahead of them real quick and ran the ball on them.
Yeah, true.
So their identity has to be between Dak Prescott playing really good football and and them establishing some type of run game, which last week maybe we've seen it because Pittsburgh's a good defense. That brings us into the Yeti cool customer of who has to be that guy that's cool, ready to go under pressure to help the Cowboys against the Lions. Who you got?
Well, I asked a Super Bowl champion and Black College Hall of Famer a question about, Yeti cool customer. And
You saw Mel Blount?
No, I saw Nate Newton. You funny. But I was having that question about the.
Qualified.
He does, the same dude, right? But I was having I had a question for him, basically about who picking the Yeti cool customer in the whole nine, and then the identity of the team. And so I answered the question with, this is a Dak Prescott led team. Okay, this is a Dak Prescott-led team, and when you look at the wins that they've had, he is the guy that has been the reason for them pulling those victories out, even when they had every chance to absolutely lose it. And so my Yeti cool customer, no secret, is Dak Prescott. And I feel like his ability to lead drives and also save this defense, he has to be the difference also to save this defense versus versus the Detroit Lions, because you talked about time of possession. All of those things, we have to get on the field. We have to have those sustaining drives, and we have to cap it off with scores. Nobody's talking about those red zone problems yet, but I promise you they're getting ready to rear their heads, and Dak Prescott has to fix that. You can't come away with 3 points every time and have Brandon Aubrey kick these 70-yard field goals.
Cowboys 1 for 4 in the red zone. The one touchdown they got was with 20 seconds left to win the football game. I'm with you 100%. The Cowboys cannot kick 3 field goals if they want to beat the Lions. They're going to have to find the red zone with frequency. The Lions average 26 points a game. So that just tells you right there, for the Cowboys, you need to at least find 3 touchdowns to be in the football game.
Right.
Just to be in it. My Yeti cool customer is going to be left tackle Tyler Guyton. He's a holding machine right now. You've got Ivory LT, Aiden Hutchinson coming to town. We saw what happened last week. It was a rough day for young Guyton and Terrence Steele, by the way.
Yes.
But I'm looking at Guyton because if I'm Aaron Glenn, it's real simple. Hey, man, let's go at this rookie. We're going to test him early and often. Let's see, are the Cowboys going to try and do this same quick passing game one more time? How do we defend that? But you've got to go after him. Guyton got hurt last week, dealt with a knee. You got to me, the cool customer is him. Because what did we see in game 1 against Cleveland? Granted, Cleveland ain't the greatest team in the world right now, but
no, they are not.
We didn't hear his name a whole lot, and now people have film, and so they're going after him. But to me, if Guyton can play a good football game, it makes it easier for Dak Prescott. Your run game may have a shot, but he's got to be. He just can't have all the holding calls. He's got to be better for this team. So that's why you need him to be the Yeti cool customer, in my opinion.
So Yeti cool customer because you're afraid of him being victimized, or that's what I'm saying. Is that more fear? You can't. Come on, Newy, tell the truth. I mean, you're afraid right now. This is what
last week. TJ, wow, it's 100 sacks.
Stop the game, hand him the ball.
Coming over to the sideline, whole stadium's out there acknowledging it, man.
Gosh.
And yeah, I mean, dude's trying to make Pro Bowl this week, man.
So that's why I asked you this.
You know it.
I know it.
Licking their chops.
They can't wait to see
barbecue chicken alert. Barbecue chicken alert. You know all the pass rushes. Hey man,
but I gotta ask you this though. Right now, he's a rookie. He's definitely getting exposed each and every week. But Newy, if he's 75-80%, do you play him?
They're gonna play him.
Man.
You already know they're gonna play him.
No, why do you what you're saying this matter of factly, so you have some knowledge.
He's practiced this week. He's been practicing. That man going out there, just letting you know. You know it. I know. I think you trying to talk yourself out of it. No.
It's just it's one of those weeks versus one of those teams that present so many problems, and when we've seen it snowball and go downhill for Tyler Guyton, it really gets ugly. And I don't want a situation that his Look, man, the challenge next week, the week after next, after San Francisco, you got another challenge. So you're going to always have another guy that's going to be stepping up to the plate. You got Matthew Judon after that. It's going to always be a top-tier guy in front of this guy. I just don't want to kill his confidence, man.
Hey, man.
And that confidence, I think, is just –
hold on, big guy. Don't go down. Don't go down, big guy. Don't go down.
Down goes Frazier.
Let's take a break. We got to pick games here coming up next. We'll do it on the Players Lounge with Hek'ma Harris. I'm Newy Scruggs. This is DallasCowboys.com.
Hey, Danny McCray here for Smoothie King. You know every great workout deserves a great reward. So treat yourself right with new coconut smoothie bowls. Made with real fruit, crunchy, purely Elizabeth granola, creamy coconut, and topped with the chocolate hazelnut or honey drizzle. With 2 new flavors, it's perfect for you and the workout buddy. So you both can stay on track even after you leave the track. Scoop up new coconut smoothie bowls only at Smoothie King, the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman of Meat Church here. With football season kicking off, I'm already gearing up to bring the smoker back to AT&T Stadium for some epic tailgates. But with that Texas heat, it's crucial to keep my beer hand cramping cold. That's where Yeti's insulated Colster can cooler comes in clutch. This year, you can even get them with the iconic star engraved on the side. Licensed Yeti Cowboys gear is now available at Stadium Pro Shops, concessions, and on Yeti.com. Check it out today. Yeti, official cooler and drinkware of the Dallas Cowboys.
To kick off the 2024 NFL season, Boss teamed up with the Cowboys and Micah Parsons to launch an iconic apparel collection. The Boss Cowboys collection unites football and fashion while reflecting what it truly means to be a boss. Arriving just in time for the start of the season, the distinctive attire from the latest Boss Cowboys expansion offers sports aficionados and true bosses the chance to show their team spirit and style. Get yours today at nflshop.com/HugoBoss, HugoBoss.com, and Boss retail stores. # be your own boss.
Raising Cane's presents the other rules of football. Rule 1, any broadcast without the express edition of cook-to-order Cane's chicken fingers is prohibited. Rule 12, no crinkle-cut fries, Texas toast, or craveable Cane sauce constitutes an illegal formation. And Rule 31, anybody who loves to feed their game face is an eligible receiver of Cane's. When it comes to winning game day, Cane's rules. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love. Go Cowboys.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Cowboy Nation, Dallas Cowboys United, presented by Globe Life, is now exclusively in the Dallas Cowboy app. Join official fan club today to receive access to all the new Cowboys drop features, team news, pre-sale access, and fan and kid of the game. Download the app now to join.
All right, Hek'ma Harrison, it is time to pick some games here. Last night we picked San Francisco at Seattle.
Yes, we did.
Barry Church took the Seahawks 24-17. Wrong. You took the Seahawks 24-20. Wrong. I took the 49ers 26-14. Niners got it done. Bet you all won't roll with Geno Smith again.
I bet we won't.
Don't roll with him again.
So, and it's not just him. It's like, who are the Seahawks now? They used to be a team that ran the football, played defense. They do none of that.
It makes no sense. And Geno makes no sense, man. You got all those weapons and running game. And it's not all on him, but that was bad. That was bad.
On Thursday Night Football. Thanks, NFL.
Bad.
I was watching baseball, man. I was watching baseball and hockey last night. All right, Detroit at Dallas.
We starting with that?
Well, yeah. Let's just go to it right there. Let's go to it. We're up against the clock. 26-20, the Lions. I'm going to maintain my sheet of integrity. Last week, I went off the sheet of integrity. Earlier to start the season, I said, hey, Cowboys are going to win at Pittsburgh. I went off that, man. Believed in too many of the injuries. I was listening to Jason Garrett on Football Night in America. He picked the Steelers. I shouldn't have been listening to JG. So going back to the sheet of integrity, Cowboys win. Cowboys lose 26-21. Cowboys lose. I know you got what? Chris Bean, what church you do? No, he went to Detroit.
Church went Detroit 31-21.
31-21. Smoke show.
Blowout. Okay, what you got, Heck? Dallas what?
You know what? The sheet of integrity means something on this show, you know? But I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving! The show goes on! They're going to need a wrecking ball to make me take the Detroit Lions. They're gonna need the National Guard to make me pick up. Cowboy Nation, I hope your team win. Let's go. Let's go.
Okay, we see McConaughey in the background. What's the score? Dallas what?
Dallas, I'm going Dallas 28-24.
You just made that up in your head. Okay. All right, Beamer.
All right.
What else we got here, Beamer?
All right, we'll go through this real quick. Jacksonville is playing against the Chicago Bears. Bears are favored 2.5. They're playing that game in London.
Let's go.
Chi-Town 21, Jacksonville 20.
Where are they playing at? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Chris.
London.
Oh, I'm going to get that one to Jayville. I'm going Jacksonville 17-10.
What church have?
Chicago 21-14.
21.
Next game, we got Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Tampa Bay is favored by 3.5. Church took Tampa Bay 28-14.
Where you going, Newy?
Tampa displaced this week because of the hurricane, but a lot of the guys are talking about they wanted to win it for the city. Derek Carr, I don't think he's playing in this one. Tampa Bay owes us all one after that Thursday night, letting them off the hook. So give me 27-16 Tampa. Big.
Tell you what, Spencer Rattler is taking over, and I think it's Rattler time. And the New Orleans needs this. I'm going Saints at home. Yeah, I'm going with the Saints at home. Do. And I'll go 21-17.
21-17. You and I have not picked one together yet.
Yeah, somebody's going to win. Somebody's going to lose.
Exactly. Chargers at Denver. Chargers are favored by 3. We got Chargers 24-20.
Of course.
Where you going?
Give me the Bolts to win this one 30-17.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one, man. Chargers, I go 20-13.
Next game, we got Pittsburgh at Las Vegas. Las Vegas is favored in this game by 3. Church took Las Vegas 17-14.
Yeah, that's easy one for me. I'm going with Vegas. I'm going to go Vegas. I'll go low score. Let's go 17-10.
17-10. Church was 17-14.
Let's ride.
Russ is back, baby.
He is back.
Russ.
Okay. All right. Doc White.
Let's ride.
You going with Let's Ride?
Let's ride.
Oh, let's ride? Okay.
Let's ride. 16-13. Let's ride.
Oh, let's ride. Okay. Cincinnati at the New York Football Giants. Cincinnati is favored by 3.5.
Yeah, I'm going with Cincinnati. No brainer on this. Going Cincinnati. I'll go 24-13.
Cincinnati 30. Giants 14. No, this Cincinnati's defense is bad. So make it 30-24.
Church was 31-20 Cincy.
Okay.
In the last game I've got Buffalo at the New York Football Jets. Buffalo's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, I'm going Buffalo as a train wreck over there. I'll go 25-20.
What Church do?
Church did this with a margarita in his hand, apparently. New York Jets winning the game 24-17.
Yeah, he's definitely drunk.
Give me Buffalo. No Salah. Don't like this one. Buffalo 32. Jets 19.
That's all I got.
All right.
I've already hit it. And you already said Cowboys win, so I'm good.
You've got Dallas 28-24.
Cowboy Nation.
Winning. I've got the Lions 26-21.
Shock the world. We're going to shock the world.
It's hard to beat a good team.
Yeah, it is.
The Cowboys are facing a good team, and I got to see them do it against a good team. The Steelers are a nice team. We know the Lions are a good team. Hek'ma Harrison, appreciate
My
it.
man.
Chris Beam, Joshy, Jazz, everybody who's been a part of it. And thank you for listening and watching and being a part of the Players Lounge by Aristocrat Gaming. We'll do it again with you next week right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!